Hi, and welcome to the Unknown Secrets of SEVO website analysis, where we'll actually do a SEVO analysis of your website. SEVO stands for Search Engine Visitor Optimization, and the way you get us to do an analysis of your website is you go to our website, which is e-webstyle.com. Over here on the right, you'll see a free website analysis form. Just fill out that form, send it to us, and if you're the lucky one whose website is drawn out of the hat, we'll do an analysis of your website. Today we're actually doing a website called soberlivinghouston.com. So immediate impressions, by the way, the name says it all, right? Although some people may not be aware of, halfway houses or homes where people are trying to sober up. Typically, sober up refers to getting off of alcohol. So if there's any doubts, that you might want to cover that in some of this. Some of the stuff that I've noticed right away is they don't have an H1 tag. I think this is actually an image. So this big sober living headline should not be an image, and if it is an image, it should at least have an alt tag. It should actually be text. So those are something that you want to do right away. I think there's probably lots of recovery houses. I don't know how this process works. Maybe you're on probation and you need to find a sober living home. So just be careful and make sure that the target, and when people land here, if you're just a general person who's drinking too much and wants to kind of find a place where they can sober up, I don't know that you really address them really well. You're not saying, hey, come here to get sober, come here to stay sober, those kinds of things. I think the images are good. I believe that's probably the 12 steps for AA. I don't know what that is. Yeah, there we go. No? No, that's okay. That's just odd, because I think that is an image of the 12 steps hanging up in the facility, and then you take them. If you click it, it takes them to what you guys have in the facility: premium TV channels, transportation, safe sober environment to work with the 12 steps. I think I would actually outline the 12 steps if you're going to click an image that looks like the 12 steps. And I think you tell a story. I think you actually say, this is hanging on our wall. It's a tenement of how we operate our facility, and we believe the following things, which are accoutrements, really help to do that. So you can still come here and have a fun, good time, get counseling, etc. It's got a nice warm place. It's interesting. It looks like a fire. Well, look how big the 12 steps are in that image. It looks like there's a fireplace, which is just odd in Houston. And then on the left over here, this image, I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's relevant. It just looks like a pile of wood. Maybe there's some part of your program, that talks about being solid oak, wooden steps. There you go. Yeah. So I think you would have a phrase there, and then again, you need to explain it when they click that page, because it's a little bit confusing. I think you maybe would have call for a free orientation, right? Because that's what you want people to come and visit and see what the environment is like, see what the facilitators are like, and the actual counselors.
The programs and all of that information.
Exactly. So you don't have a call to action, so you need to have some sort of call to action without knowing more about exactly what you guys, how your program works and how you interact with potential new clients. I would say, for a free orientation. Let's go over to SEO Quake. SEO Quake is a tool we use to do website analysis. It shows us things like the title tag, which is one of the most important things. You've got Sober Living Houston. Now, Sober Living Houston may be a really good term, certainly if you're branded. I think you may want Drug and Alcohol Recovery Houston, or what do they call them? Safe House. I think halfway house actually applies to people who've been in prison, not to alcohol, but there's probably a term that's associated with that, alcohol rehab. So you've got some of the keywords that I would expect. I just don't think you need to have your name in the beginning unless you think people are going to be typing sober living. And frankly, I don't think that's what they're going to be typing. If we look at your keywords, you've got Sober House Houston, so maybe Sober House is the better term. Drug, alcohol recovery, transitional sober living, that's a good one. All explains what you do. Again, you just want to make sure that that's what people who are looking for your business are typing, or for your facility. And then your meta description: sober living, Houston, safe transitional living house with mandatory sobriety for those living in. I think this should be more of a sales pitch, right? So it really should be, it's a sober house where you can come and get sober and talk about, you know, some of the things that you have nice. Yeah, the advantages. There's, you know, there's a foosball table or something that may be a little maybe a little too light for the subject, but have some things where we've got, you know, well-trained counselors and a comfortable, warm environment. Those kinds of things that feels like home. Those kinds of things are sales pitches for your facility. You've got to be
a percentage of the people who actually make it through the program and stay drug and alcohol free.
Yeah, if your percentage is high, put your percentage, you know, 90% success rate or whatever would be great, you know, for the term of the stay, because I imagine it's got to be pretty high, at least while they're there. PR of 0, so that's because you have no backlinks. The age is old enough. It's a good year old. You do have a robot text file. You do have a sitemap. Excellent. Maybe you are listening to our podcast. As we go into your text, you've got 194 words. You need to have 250 plus. And if we look at the multiple keyword phrases, sober living Houston is clearly not a term that means anything relevant to your business. Counseling, I think you know, counseling and sober living. We've got Sober Living Houston, which is your name. Counseling and intervention. There's really the first really good phrase, and doesn't count. So, you know, counseling, intervention. It should be alcohol counseling. You need to have those kinds of phrases in there. Alcohol intervention, alcohol sober house. That's one thing I think you're lacking is more use of the word alcohol, actually, and you don't have any 4 keyword phrases. So I think you want to focus on that. If we go to the home page again, the nice thing is your navigation is text, so that's good. If we go, let's highlight under service, counseling, intervention, transportation, mental health referrals. Clearly, that image doesn't feel right for counseling and intervention. I think you need to have a warm environment where you're in a counseling group.
Maybe a group session.
Yeah, or a one-on-one, or you know, whatever. Maybe an outdoor activity that you did as a counseling group, so that it feels very light and very nice and comfortable. That's a decent image for transportation. Actually, it's kind of cool. 12 meetings. So it seems like there's a lot of outpatient. I don't think under services you say outpatient. Like, why do I need transportation if, you know,
if I'm living there?
Yeah, and we've got outpatient and new clients. So I guess transportation could pick clients up for some period of time. If there's more going on, if you do outpatient stuff, if people can just participate in your counseling, I don't think you're expressing that very well. And then you have a daily meditation that was changed 9 days ago, and that's fine. I don't think I would waste kind of opportunity space on something like that. I think we could quickly pull up your statistics on visits and understand that people aren't coming to visit you and find a daily meditation. So that space could be better utilized to highlight nice things about your facility. Anything else? Well, that has been a SEVO website analysis. Remember to check out our other podcast, which is the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. And if you want us to do a SEVO analysis of your website, just go to our website, e-webstyle.com. On the right, there's a free website analysis form. You need to just fill that out, submit it. If you're the lucky one and we draw your name out of a hat, we'll do analysis of your website, which will soon be on iTunes as a separate video podcast that's pending and looming soon. Thank you guys for tuning in.